It was a busy, bustling day on the island of Sodor. All over the island, steam engines and diesel engines were happily working together. Sir Topham Hatt came to see Thomas.
You might be wondering how I made this. In this video, I will go over how I achieved to replicate and remaster Thomas & Friends PBS airings. I have never done a video like this before, so stick with me here. Always when making something, you need to think it out. I do this by creating a rough draft with what I have, which then gives me a perfect point of view for what I need to make the airings. First, I find the original source of the airings, which were stored in a drive folder, link in the description. This will be my base. Now, we need to make the intro. This and the outro are very important, since we will be using them for the rest of the season. The footage used for the intros and outros are very hard to obtain, since I had to go through so much just to get the correct type. What I mean by type is the term interlaced or deinterlaced. Now, I'm not going to sit here and explain the technical side of things, but interlaced is when the video is not smooth, and deinterlaced is when the video is smooth, as you can see here. I had to obtain the interlace footage from certain UK Thomas DVDs in order to make these. The software I used to deinterlace them was Handbrake. I'm going to cover using Handbrake in another video, but for right now, I've uploaded a lot of deinterlaced DVD rips that I used on my Internet Archive account, link also in the description. When putting things together, you need a reference. That's why in the editing stage, I like to put the official broadcast on the side of my screen when editing. All of the Steam Team transitions seen in the remasters were actually taken from the UK Thomas's Trusty Friends DVD. Now, I download the episodes from Internet Archive, which shows me all the model seasons of Thomas, in full frame quality and in both dubs. For these airings, I need the US 50 FPS versions. With a mix of fade transitions and more editing effects, everything is in its place, except for one thing. The learning segments. The learning segments that are used in the broadcasts are mostly a pain to come by, since some were not put on DVD and some didn't appear in the best quality. This is where we meet the fun part of this tutorial, searching for the segment. It can take days to find a specific segment in the US dub and in 50 FPS widescreen. This is where the Thomas Wiki comes in handy, because with it, you can find the broadcast lists for each season and then search the learning segments from there, to then search for the DVD it's included in. Finally, we've reached the end of the editing process. As you take one last look at the timeline, you press the export button. Remember, you don't want these to take up too much space, so export them in 720p 50 FPS. And that is how I remaster the Thomas & Friends PBS airings. I hope this tutorial helped you.